And I just sat at a bar that whole time, just being like, this was a mistake.
Yeah,
like,
that is a terrible idea.
I was like, I'm
hey,
100.
here's a woman scorned. You want access to all my things?
I was like, I'm like when I turned the corner and I didn't see fire trucks in front of my house, I was like, holy shit.
I mean, that is...
It ended up being fine.
Out of all your dumb moves, that is spectacularly dumb. I didn't know that. I never heard that. That is bad. It's another edition of KFC Radio on the Barstool Sports Network. It's our last episode before we head into the 4th of July.
We'll still have episodes.
What?
We will still have episodes.
Yeah,
just interviews next week. 2 comedians.
We're going to take a little break. A couple comedians are going to be out in an interview episode. We are going to come back to what is supposed to be a new redesigned Barstool New York office, where we will hopefully start to kick off what kind of is the new era of Barstool New York and Barstool comedy, where I think the bulk of the Chicago people will be heading out there, and the office will finally be the people who are staying behind will kind of know who the team is, and they're kind of transforming that whole area where we do the rundown. If you're familiar with the office, they're transforming that rundown area into a more free-flowing hangout sort of like space where it's not just like desks and piles of shit. If there's one thing I learned, it's that everyone at Barstool Sports is a hoarder, myself included. It's just like everybody has just a ton of shit.
They were like, you gotta clean your desk. I was like, no.
I said, just throw everything out.
Like, I don't.
They were like, there's some really nice stuff there. I'm like, I don't doubt it. I don't doubt it.
It's like my mom wanted me to clean out the house when they moved, and I said no. I had 20 years worth of stuff in there. You think I'm cleaning my fucking Barstool desk? Just throw it away.
Yeah, I mean it's more than anything, it's a hoarder dumpster effort than it is a redesign. But it should be a very cool way. Coming back from the 4th of July, we always have 1 week off on Christmas and 1 week off for 4th of July. It's like the only time we take off at Barstool, and so we usually come back from those 2 weeks off ready to rock. And I think it'll be a very interesting time. There's been so much talk and fanfare about the Chicago office, and I think people either think that New York is like going to fall apart, or it doesn't have a plan, or whatever, which I can assure you we've been talking about and working on and are very eager to get going.
I don't like talking about things for 20 minutes, let alone a year and a half.
Yeah,
Although we have talked about it. We talk about it here and there.
Yeah. I mean, well, we're just doing it. It's like, Out of Order is a good example of exactly the kind of stuff we're going to try to do.
Oh, I want to tell you a story about something that happened on the Out of Order shoot yesterday, but I don't want to tell. I can't tell you.
Why not?
Because I don't want it on the air. All right, we're going to cut right here. I'm going to tell it, and then we're going to cut it out. I'll tell you, you can have it later.
Yeah, so I mean, Out of Order is exactly like the example of like what we're doing. We have not really talked about the comedy show. Dollar Slices of Life is what Owen...
Oh, yeah, that sold out in 2 minutes. So
right, and we haven't talked about it.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a testament to Owen and what he's been doing, but also you guys as well. Like, Owen is kind of our secret weapon who has, no interest in being in content and on camera and stuff, but behind the scenes is so plugged in the comedy world. And I think, like, the one thing I want to get back to with New York is being, like, actually funny and actually respected within the world of funny. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, there are, in the beginning at Barstool, I could have told you in 100% honesty, everybody who works here is like top 10, top 20 funniest person on the internet, And as you get bigger, obviously that's just not possible. And so, what you do is you sacrifice a little bit of like the funniness, but in exchange you get a wider array of content and different industry, different areas, all that shit. But we also got a little out over our skis on some of that stuff, where some of it is like I want to get back to like, Owen and Barstool and the guys who run that is a funny, like, gritty, grimy comedy show in New York. Like, any comic, any real comedy fan could go to our show and be like, that is good comedy. And we'll figure out, whether or not that can be sponsored and make money and this and that and the other thing.
By the way, Barstool New York is going to fall apart because there will be no sponsorship.
Well, apparently
dollars
we can't sponsor anything ever, and anything that is sponsored is flagged or I mean, I got told no on a 1 Minute Man the other day that. I don't know. You actually said you understood it. That one I did not.
I didn't say I understood. I didn't say I understood. I said I'm not. I guess I'm acclimated to what it is now, so I'm like, it doesn't shock me.
I mean, the thing usually with 1 Minute Man is the topics, which I get sometimes. I pick true crime and porn and stuff, and so I've learned they don't want to touch any of that. The topic was Pat Sajak getting replaced, and I guess I kind of I made a joke about how Sajak and Ryan Seacrest don't age, and that the conspiracy theory is that there's adrenochrome and the Hollywood elites drink the blood of children, and it's like a Pizzagate type conspiracy theory. So I referenced that, and then I said, like, that's not how they stay young. They stay young with BodyArmor, which I understand is not like.
I'm gonna stick on my side now that I got the Pizzagate comp.
I'm saying it's like referencing it and be like, no, drink BodyArmor. It's like we have to get back to a place of it's everything. It's not just us. I think it's a lot of the industry as well. It's the fear of getting in trouble, having your audience or your fans or your consumer boycott you. I don't know what it is.
I don't think that happens anymore.
No, that's what I mean. That's
as
not
I say
thing.
in the midst of the Bud Light controversy. But
all right.
Despite all that, I think that the internet killed canceling.
Yeah.
I think because so many fucking lames started talking about, I'm getting canceled. No one gets canceled. When was the last time anyone got canceled?
Right.
Because
we were
it's got talked about so much that no one even does it anymore.
We were beating that drum a while back, saying the only people who got canceled were like criminals.
Right.
But even then, I would admit there were people who were like, all right, I didn't get canceled, but I got severely hampered or lost a lot of money or lost a couple years on my career. There was like people who got like punished, if you will. Now I don't even know if that happens. But it is funny that we say that in the middle of Bud Light. Bud Light is an extreme one where I think that was more of a. I don't think that's a canceling. I think that was a very bad strategic move. They chose to go in a direction that in a very like over the top way that I think they just like miscalculated the response. As far as like I'm someone associating with a comedian, a personality, or whoever, and they said something, and now like no one's gonna drink my drink or wear my clothes. Like that does not fucking happen.
But even no one gets. I can't remember it. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But like I don't. It used to be like every day someone had an old tweet or someone said something. Yeah. Like I don't think we care about that.
We have to get back to people realizing that that's like.
I don't think that was ever canceling someone, but people like every day there was someone
version
like
of canceling is not happening anymore, and we just. I mean. I don't know whether we need. I always thought that as we got older, people like us would become CEOs and executives, and they'd be like, "We get the internet. We understand that these are jokes. We're fine. I grew up on Barstool. It'll be good." And it almost started to go the other way, where it's like and I don't know if it's just a Barstool thing or if it's other industries, but every single thing is now like, we're too afraid and we're just not going to take the chance. You got to risk a little bit. I mean, I hate to sound cliche, but like there is a little bit of when you tell a joke, you take a risk, when you do something, when you do a out of order skit about the fucking Windsor swastikas, you're taking a little bit of a risk, but a little bit. You did a whole fucking skit with swastikas and jokes, and was there anything?
Nothing that got to my desk.
All I saw was good feedback and like good versions of like, holy shit, not like, oh my God, this is terrible. If you can do that kind of shit now, you can tell all sorts of jokes. You can. But we've said that before too,
with just like any joke at all, where like it's something that gets thrown around a lot from different people, not just here, but here specifically, and just like, is it worth the risk? And if you honestly like grade it, no joke is ever worth the risk.
Right.
None.
Because all you're doing is just saying something for like a laugh.
Right.
It's not
I'm just trying to get you to giggle a little bit. And it's not worth like losing an advertiser.
Sure.
But like if that's something you agree to one time and you keep going, well, this isn't worth it. Well, this isn't worth it. And then so no joke is worth the risk, which means every joke is worth the risk.
It's yes, that's a great way to put it. Same thing with tweets. I'm always like, tweets I actually abide by a little more, where it's like, this tweet really isn't worth it, because half the time it's like, I truly don't need to say this. On a skit show, you need to make a joke to be funny, to have a product. An extra tweet that might get you in trouble is truly like, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'm like, it's the sum of all the parts. Like, I became who I was and had a brand because part of what I did was like, I let shit fly on Twitter. And that's back when Twitter was much more of a useful tool, but it was like people wanted to follow me. So I got a lot of followers. They followed everything I sent. So if I sent out a tweet to buy something or promote something, it worked, like it's the sum of all of those jokes. And if you're just afraid to make every single joke, then we're not going to have a comedy branch.
Yeah.
Just don't do it. So I think we have a crew that's left behind here that gets that and is truly about like being funny, whether it's like literally stand-up comedy or just kind of getting back to like a funny version of the internet. I think the crew we have left here is they get it, and they're like all, on the same page.
I don't like how you said left.
Yeah. Well,
10 people are leaving.
I know. Well, even I'm
thing.
talking like that because it's become this huge thing. Like you would think that, more than half the company's leaving or something, when it's like there's still a shit ton of people here, the majority of which are very funny people. So I think the new office and having the Chicago thing that has been talked about for so long but hasn't happened, like finally happening. Even this, I think they're still trickling in through the summer, and then summer leaving in September. And it's like, let's just get it so it's New York, Chicago, Barstool. Like we can figure it all out, and that'll begin to start after the July 4th break. You'll have the interview episodes during the week. If you're looking for a bet to make and a place to make it, I have 2 ideas for you. Number 1, go download the Barstool Sportsbook. It's the best place for the best bets, props, parlays, payouts, wagers, boosted odds, lines, all that stuff. If you want a good bet against the New York Mets and their starting pitching. What are some of those? Runs in the first 5, runs in the first inning, all that stuff. Their starting pitching is so unbelievably bad. John, if they were to just win the games in which they scored 7 runs, they would be like above 500 and in contention. 7 runs is not like 4 runs where it's like, I
just made all those bets in that time. That's how easy this app is to use.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
I didn't actually because we're in New York, but
you could have.
I did put them all in because it's an app, and here it is on my phone. I'm supposed to show you. Very easy to do.
Dude, they are 13 now. They won last night. They are 14 and 12, I think, in games where they score 7 runs.
I saw the stat you had there tonight, where it's like, were they like 25 and 4 or something like that?
When the starter goes 6 innings.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I mean, it's like and not even like 6 innings, 1 run. It's like just get to the 6th inning, and then our bullpen won't be burned, and they can be good, and everything falls into place. We just need you to pitch 6 innings. Our starter goes 3 or 4 innings every night.
That's insane.
It's insane. And then Buck Showalter throws out like a scrub to come into relief in the 4th inning, and they're like, "This guy sucks. Why is he in?" It's like because it's the 4th inning.
Yeah.
It is insane.
Yeah, the 4th inning, usually the time you put it in the fucking studs is the 4th inning.
The 4th fucking inning. So bet against the Mets and their starting pitching. Their offense is borderline prolific at this point. They put up 7 runs a night, and they're still somehow like 10 games under 500. It's insane. Bet against the Mets. Bet against or put any other bets you want in on the Barstool Sportsbook. All major sports. All sorts of unique wrinkles from the Barstool world with all the Barstool betting personalities. Download it today. Must be 21 or older. Terms apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. I know that I can rest well at night. I lay my head down on the pillow knowing that the business people of Barstool Sports are getting their facials done. Because that I really I
like how we just did 15, 20 minutes, whatever we just did on what we hope that Barstool is going to be like. And none of that's going to happen because I'm going to tell everybody, do not fucking come work here. Like, I'm going to but recommend whatever you want to call it. 0 people to come work at this goddamn company.
Well, no, I mean, I think, I often think to myself, we need to make sure that the third floor is being pampered. We got to make sure that they get all the perks and all of the extras of the world, because it's not like talent or anybody on camera or anybody editing like 24 hours a day could use a massage or a facial or
no, they couldn't either. No one should be getting massages or facials here.
I can the facial cracks me up. The chiropractor coming in, I can understand.
I can't understand any of it.
There's a.
That's crazy.
Well, I think this whole thing is a matter of a keeping up with the Joneses sort of thing, where it's just like, I could never imagine, like, if I was deciding between 2 companies and one was like, we offer a chiropractor and a massage every now and then, being like, that's the final decision maker, I'm going there. Yeah. But I guess
wait till you get to the end of the first year and you ask for a raise, see what the fuck happens. Stephanie on the 3rd floor took up a massage, she got a facial, she got a chiropractor visit this year. There's your goddamn raise.
There's your fucking raise. There's your bonus. The 3rd floor massages. It's so funny. I just tried. I didn't even want a facial. I've only gotten one in my lifetime, and it was not a very enjoyable experience. I feel like unless you're a chick who wants your face to look good.
I got one in Amsterdam. I got like a half hour.
Yeah, you did.
Like a half hour.
Which trip?
Massage.
With your family.
And then I got a fucking facial, and I hated it. I only liked it when she had like a brush, and she was like, it was almost like her face was getting painted. That felt good.
Yeah.
But like, this just does not feel like there's.
Well,
nothing.
You know what? With mine, they put a black light on me or something. And then they showed me in the mirror, and I think it shows like your dead skin or whatever. And I was like, oh, get this shit off of me. I didn't enjoy it, but I was like, I don't know, pour like acid on it. Like, pour gasoline all over me and set me on fire. But the Barstool, human resources people department make sure that we have all the perks, and we make sure that all of those, I don't know, salespeople. And
I mean, you tried to get one, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, I tried to get one like days later, which is like trying to get Taylor Swift tickets days later. There's 50 slots, and they get filled up by the first 50 people on the business floor who know about this because they're the ones who like negotiated it and tell everybody like, hey, our facials deal is happening.
There's one slot left open for the 2nd floor. Again, the 2nd floor shouldn't get them either.
Yeah,
no one should be getting facials at work.
It really is the definition. Maybe we'll have a rule like the new Barstool New York. If you engage in any of those perks, you're fired.
That's only for the 3rd floor.
Yeah. It is funny though, because now I mean I do not believe we need any of these things, but I can see a world where it's like. Shit is stressful. I know we always joke it's not curing cancer, it's not digging ditches, blah 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 blah. But like it is a stressful job.
Travis Kelce just said it's the hardest job in the world.
What?
Podcasting.
No, he didn't.
Yeah.
Like seriously?
I don't know. I'm sure no.
Not
I think he was saying.
I think he's probably like, now
that
I'm podcasting and I'm a football player, it's actually hard. It's not easy. I mean, when the old phrase of if it was easy, everyone would do it doesn't really apply because everyone does do it. Like everyone tries to have one, but it's everyone. If it was easy to do it, everyone would do it successfully. Nobody, a very small percentage of people do it. But when you are like in the fucking mud, if you are, you are on camera, you get called ugly all the time. It is probably something where you should like be able to, I can get a facial, or I can get my hair done, or I can get, makeup
like when my
done
buddy
or whatever.
Tried to expense. He's a salesman. No, that doesn't work here. And tried to expense a treadmill to his office because he said his physical appearance matters.
I remember I had heard a rumor that this is back when I was a bright-eyed, bushy-tailed kid thinking I was actually going to understand the world of taxes and write-offs and stuff. I don't write off anything. I don't do any of that. I just pay my taxes. And
I look at it as if somehow I'm the rebel. Where like I'm the one being
all I do
fuck
is pay
you,
my taxes.
I'm not doing the paperwork. And they're like, okay, we'll keep the thousands of dollars then.
Same thing as submitting expenses. It's
right.
I'm such a rare employee. Like I'm a unique one of a kind. I don't make the company pay for things. But I heard that like when you're on camera or whatever, you can write off your clothes because it's like part of your appearance. And my accountant was like, everyone needs to wear clothes. That's not a thing. Like your job is not. It's not different from the guy who works behind the counter at Subway.
Point.
He's wearing clothes too.
Fair point.
But still, I think all the time, what we need is more attention and special treatment for the business people. And it just makes me happy to know that you guys are getting all your facials.
Facials right directly to us right now. If we dug a hole to China right now,
just somebody getting fucking rubbed and lotions and serums, while down here we're just taking real facials.
We're grinding.
Internet facials, just pow, pow, pow. So I'm happy for you guys. It just makes me feel good.
I heard actually upstairs they're drinking baby blood.
That's a harmless joke, bro. You never heard of adrenochrome?
I've heard of like
it's like QAnon shit. Like they think that they get together for like Bohemian Grove type like Eyes Wide Shut parties, and they drink the blood of babies because there's adrenochrome is like in their blood, and that makes you youthful.
I heard like Silicon Valley did an episode whatever years ago where the guy I think he's kind of a Musk type guy. He was like he had like a young person. It wasn't a baby, but he was just like using their blood.
Yeah.
I didn't know about the drinking.
Yeah. I didn't drink it. You get infusions, transfusions, whatever. I was like, it's not that. It's BodyArmor. Come on, that's just a fucking joke. Like if anybody, what could have possibly happened? Would someone be like, I'm not drinking BodyArmor anymore because of this? What?
That would be
like we got to get back to common sense, where I think our sales team in every industry goes, is this a risk? Yes, then no. Like you said, everything is a risk. It's is it more probable than not, to borrow a phrase from Bill Belichick, that like something bad will happen? If you look at it and go, there's a greater than 50% chance that I'll have to like respond to my shareholders over this, then fine. But that takes a fucking lot.
Yeah.
Even if like I think a conversation should have been had, and it was, and we screened the Out of Order swastika skit. And when I watched it, I was like, oh, this came out fine. Mm-hmm. If it was, I don't know, more like pro-Nazi, maybe I would have been like, I could see somebody being like, we're not fucking with Barstool anymore. That was done in a very like, you were on eggshells, kind of the way you did it in a very good way. So it was fine.
Speaking of pro-Nazi, the NHL draft is tonight, and David Reinbacher is a high prospect.
Okay.
And he was asked what the toughest question at the combine was.
Oh, God.
And they asked him, it's World War II, and you're the captain of a boat, and you have to bomb an enemy boat, but teammates are swimming in the ocean. I said, no, I wouldn't do it. They're like, you have to do it. It's an order. So it's kind of not the best thing to talk about. David Reinbacher is an Austrian. So when they're saying that he has to bomb an enemy boat, they're referring to a U.S. boat, and he's fighting for the Nazis.
So me and the H-Man are in the boat.
I saw that tweet last night, and I was like, 2 nights ago.
That's like, very funny. I
was like, World War II. He's not like he was born. He lives in Austria still, I think, or he plays in some Euro league, but he's an Austrian.
Like, of all people to ask that question,
it's World War. You can say it's war.
Yeah,
like, it's World War, specifically World War II.
Maybe that's why they did it. Let's grill this Nazi and find out what he thinks. Wow, that is something. But the amount of shit that like nothing's gonna happen, and if it does, like then egg on my face, but also like we'll survive. I don't know, like shit used to happen at Barstool. We'd lose some sponsors, we would get like in trouble, some shit would happen, and we'd bounce right back. Like, but what you can't bounce back is if you sell out and all your shit becomes completely vanilla.
We
and
passed
like
that 10 years ago,
we did. But that's what I'm hoping to try to take a small group of people here and people that I know feel the same way. Like we did sell out and it did get like, you know, fucking wallpaper and want to get back to some of that other shit and go try to do it. And you know what? If it turns out that like the world can't do that anymore and you can't make money, like get rich or die trying, man. Like, well, I'm going to try to fucking make that happen. It's the last thing I do because I have no interest in doing it the other way. And so if it doesn't work, I don't know. You guys were right. You were right. I'm wrong. I lose and I'll disappear and I'll fucking, you know, go ride along on my, go mow my lawn on my ride-on mower, dude.
You got to ride on?
I got to ride on. I have not used it yet. Because I will be the person who, like, chops a fucking limb off.
Yeah.
I'll, like, lose my foot somehow. But I do have it, and I do plan on eventually using it. Just riding.
I would put the over-under at 5 times to use that.
I would take the under. That's a good number, but it is the under. I think I will try. I think I will do. I think I will succeed. I think I will say, that was actually pretty easy. Like, and it could say it's a big lawn. A lot of people keep telling me, like, just spend the money. It's the best money you'll ever spend. And I'm sure I will arrive at that decision. But for right now, I'm like, I don't know. Maybe I could just, do I have to spend money on literally everything? Maybe I can do something for myself. And this is clearly not the place to pick it, you know?
Yeah.
But that's always the way.
You're not just cutting. You have to care for your lawn. You're not going to do that. You don't care for your
definitely
body.
Gonna do that. But I will say. I don't care for my body so much. I'm laughing that hard. I'm like woozy. I feel sick. You don't care for your body came out of your mouth like, so easy.
I don't. I'm throwing stones from a glass house. I don't either.
Yeah,
it's
but it's like
I was well aware. I'm not gonna fucking do that.
Care for you want me to put more effort and care into the ground than I do my physical flesh and blood?
You have a higher chance of me digging my own grave before I mow my lawn.
Put that on a quote card. Let's have that be our fucking advertisement for the episode. I'll do it a few times and admit that it wasn't that bad, but then just like never do it again. It's just like there's just no way I regularly hop on there. I think I would if it were several years ago. Like I used to like the alone time that I got for doing chores and shit. Yeah. Because it was like when my house used to flood.
You'd go out back and dig a hole to get to the garage.
Yeah.
So it flooded again the next time.
Exactly. When my house flooded and I was squeegeeing the ground and putting everything in the sump pump, pop podcast on, put some music on, just chill by myself. It flooded again. If I can understand why guys that's the only reason why men care for their lawn. Nobody gives a fuck about it. It's something that they do to get out of the house and get away, and then you take an interest in it and you get pride in it. Like if I'm going to do something, I might as well do it well. But all of that shit, I think there's very few people who there are like the barbecue people out there, but for the most part, I don't think guys really care about being the one to grill hot dogs and hamburgers. They just want to go, I'm just going to be on the grill. See you later. They don't care about growing the grass and pulling the weeds. It's just something there they go, you put the kids to bed, I got to go pull the weeds. Sounds good. They don't care about any of that. You know, I'm in the garage fixing the fucking this and that. We all come from the same place of like just being dudes who like want to just be left alone and party and eat and kill time and just fuck around. Very few of the people are like, I'm interested in carpentry. I'm interested in the outdoors. I'm interested in the, cooking. The rest of it is just we do shit to kill time and get the fuck away from you. That's where it comes from. So, if I needed to do that, I think I still would, but I don't need to anymore. So I'm like, I'll just pay you to do this. I got this fucking tennis court, bro. This guy came to me the other day. He pulled up onto my property and said, I do tennis courts. I was like, what the fuck is this? It's like door-to-door salesman type shit. Like, I think what these guys do is they check, like, the listings of houses they've serviced before. They see that it just sold recently. Because I've had alarm people like security people come to my house, and now landscapers, and now this tennis guy.
Data mining.
Yeah, like it truly is. And he was like $1,200 to like clean up the court, $3,500 to like do it all. And I'm like, I don't even know what the fuck entails like the $3,500. What I do know is I ain't playing any tennis, bro. So I'm probably eventually just gonna like bomb that thing and like pave over it and put up basketball hoops. But for the time being, I don't know. Having a shitty tennis court is like, I mean, it's first of all, it's a clay court. This guy, whoever fucking built this house, like, who needs a clay court? I don't even know. Like, there's hard court, which is like blacktop. And there's grass, which is like Wimbledon.
Clay the one they slide on?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like
it's almost sand.
So it's like this blue, dirty, sandy. Like I do go out there and whack balls with Keegan, but like you get dirty and it like kicks up dust and shit. And they have these giant brushes. They left everything behind. So I have 1 million tennis rackets, 1 million tennis balls, 1 million brushes. We have the line painter machine that you like roll. And I tried to brush it myself again. And I was like, oh, this you need to like, I think like, I don't know what you need to do to it. I can't even begin to understand how you curate and clean a tennis court. But I'm just like, here I am spending, $1,200 to clean a tennis court. What am I doing? What am I doing?
Look nice.
I guess I was like, but I don't want a dirty tennis court. I think what I'm going to do is, first of all, when was the last time you were on a full-size tennis court? Have you ever been on one recently? They're fucking huge.
I don't know I don't know.
Like, I don't know if I don't know. I just haven't been on many tennis courts at all. But like from serve, from side to side is fucking big. So I go back out there and I'm like, if I just had this as like my property, my backyard, I'd be like, this is a nice size lawn.
Yeah.
But I think what I'm gonna do is pave it over, and I'm gonna put basketball hoops, so you can play like full court without playing full court.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to have 2 hoops, but nobody wants to run full like 5-on-5, 100-foot, 94-foot court. So if I could have
playing like hockey, one rush off the ice.
Yeah. Like if I have real hoops, and I will paint, I'll put the lines down, but basically like the 3-point line is going to be like 2 feet away from half court.
You should just toss netting over the top and like hit baseballs with the key.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna have like one chunk be. So I'm gonna look at it widthwise instead of lengthwise.
Avoiding broken windows from day one. That'd be fucking sick.
So I'll have a little basketball court, a little batting cage. Is there anything like hockey that they do like that? I guess you could just have like a net and I could just have like a little like sports. Yeah, a little.
Put a few putting greens.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Get Keegan into that shit. We're going to get you a scholarship, boy. Let's go. Apparently, Keegan hit a bases clearing triple to win the game at baseball camp the other day.
Really?
He said.
Where's he go to camp?
I think it's like Bronxville baseball camp or whatever fucking it is.
Like Yankee fantasy camp?
Oh. But yeah, he came home and said it was the last time up. My team was down 8 points to 6 points, and I hit. What did he say? He said, "I got the hit that wins them," or something like that. I don't know, whatever it was. He said he hit it over the fence, and then he quickly was like, "No, I'm lying. It didn't go over the fence." He was like, it didn't go over the fence, but it did go to the fence. I was like, "That's good. That's good." BodyArmor is the official sponsor of KFC Radio, Barstool Sports, 1 Minute Man. Everything that we do here is BodyArmor, the official hydration partner of everybody here. We've been working with BodyArmor forever. They just re-upped on a whole new deal. They are the ones hydrating us with pallets and pallets of water, as well as
strawberry banana.
The strawberry banana.
Strawberry is flames.
Bro, I hate bananas.
And
I like the strawberry banana. That's how good this is. I despise bananas, and I still drink the strawberry banana. And because every now and then I need something more than water. I know you're like a hardcore water guy, but sometimes I'm just like, give me a little flavor. While I don't want to be drinking soda or juice or anything like that. And that's where the BodyArmor strawberry banana comes in. There's all sorts of other flavors, orange and all sorts of other fruits that are amazing. It's the real hydration with electrolytes, potassium, vitamins, all the stuff you need. Antioxidants, all sorts of vitamins, natural flavors. natural sweeteners, no added colors, none of that nonsense. So get on the BodyArmor wave. They work with Trae Young, Christian McCaffrey, Alex Morgan, Donovan Mitchell, Ronald Acuna, all the top dogs, and everybody at Barstool Sports.
The hardest job in the world.
The hardest working people.
Those athletes are hydrated.
Finest.
You know who needs to be hydrated?
Finest bodies.
This guy.
We are fine-tuned machines. So you want to be like us. Drink your body water. So stay drinking this. We're at the office, whether at the gym, whether we're at home. We stay drinking BodyArmor all the time. So go to bodyarmor.com.
Prime.
Go right. You can just order it right off of Amazon right now. You don't have to worry about going to the BodyArmor website. Just order on Amazon Prime. You can get it delivered to your house in like 1 or 2 days shipping. Get cases of it because you're going to be drinking it. That's BodyArmor, available now on Amazon. Anyway, I don't even know we're off track here. You're getting gay groomed. You're getting gay groomed. That's just facts are facts. You have been sexually molested your entire life. So you don't see when these things are happening. But our buddy and friend, Ian Vidance, is gay grooming you.
He was supposed to come on the show today. He did not come. He's getting a root canal. He's like, I got
Feel
a
better.
dentist appointment. I was like, what's wrong?
What do you got now? What do I got? Feel better, Ian, but also you're gay grooming my friend. And I don't even blame you because I don't think this is gay grooming like I want to fuck you. I think this is gay grooming like he's recruiting for their side. Now, he's a bi guy, so he goes both ways.
Yeah.
But I could see him being like, you would be great for the gays. Because you would be. You'd be a win for the gays. If you came out tomorrow, the gays would be like, cool. Because you're like, you're straight enough that it would be like, see, it's not all stereotypical.
Yeah.
But you're also like, you look good. You're good fashion, like all this stuff.
You're gay grooming right now.
What?
You're gay
I'm gay grooming you right now. That you check enough boxes that they would be like, we accept you, and also, hey, look, he's a normal guy. I was gonna say, I was in my head. I'm thinking about you like the fucking punching the like how your neighbors think you're a crazy person, and they might be like, never mind, they don't want you. But I think you're getting gay groomed for the purposes of the brand.
I would be. I'd be quite a unicorn for the gays. They'd be like, he eats rotten food,
right?
But
they almost want a little bit of that.
But it has a protein serum in the morning.
Yes.
I feel
like
they just do that once a year at Fire Island. Like that's how they like live there, and you're just doing it year.
Yeah, that's true. When they just go, they go hard. Like you
anytime I've heard about Fire Island, it's like we didn't eat all this in the morning. We worked out and then like kept going. It's
that
like,
is,
what the
yeah.
fuck?
You kind of are a Fire Island gay. Like we work out. We behave like animals, and then we go back to regular life. It's just that is your regular life.
That's every day. It's every day, bro.
It's every day, bro.
The concern I have. So Ian.
Oh wait, for people who don't know, we gotta set the stage because I don't even.
We talked about last episode, but
okay. So if you didn't hear last episode, John was at the gay pride parade. Our buddy Ian, New York City comedian, very funny dude. They were like for the camera, like yeah, and he grabbed him. What we haven't said yet
we didn't have the camera. We didn't have you hadn't seen the video yet.
Right.
We knew about it. You hadn't seen the video.
Right. What we didn't realize was that Homeless Pimp, who works with Chrissy D and all the comedians we know, was the one filming, and the video he made, the fucking thumbnail and opening scene of his like, here's New York City Pride 2023. The middle screen is John getting gay groomed. Ian grabs him and kisses him and shoves his tongue in his mouth. And John's like, I did not expect that. And then like the beat drops and the gay pride, the whole video starts. So I didn't realize that the video was going to be like featuring you getting gay groomed.
Yeah.
So you're front and center gay groomed.
It was front and center. I think I described it well. I think I described it pretty accurately.
Yeah. You were a little hesitant. You went along for the ride, but you were like, I don't know about that. Which is the definition of gay groomed.
What I've learned in my time since then, because I said right afterwards, Ian was like, are you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. No, they could give a shit. It's whatever.
Yeah.
And that was, I think I said, I was like, well, now I'm not, because now we're talking about it.
Right. You made it a thing.
And then yesterday before we decided to have Feitance on, which again he couldn't make it. He just out of the blue texted me again. I'm just making sure you're okay. And I was like,
he's gay grooming.
I was like, all right. Well, now we're going too far with it.
Now you're getting gay groomed.
Now I get why sexual assault victims don't go to the police because I'm tired of talking about it.
Well, dude, first of all, how I wish that he was not wearing a baseball hat with a brim, because that like main screen right there, we would have your whole fucking face. You're so lucky, bro. We would have your whole mug on camera.
Yeah, you guys know we're not even kissing behind it.
Look how close. You know what's almost funnier than the kiss? That. Right? Like right before it, just how close you guys are. That's almost more awkward than the contact.
That's the only reason why people kiss. Is I'm so goddamn close to this person. This is weird.
Like, let's go all the way rather than halfway. But the gay grooming, as a guy who's never been gay groomed talking to a guy who got gay groomed, I don't think you realize you're getting gay groomed until somebody tells you you're getting gay groomed. And I think that's what's happening with the gay grooming here, is that the people seeing this were like, you're getting gay groomed. And then his reaction to being called a gay groomer, saying I'm not gay grooming, feels a lot like gay grooming.
Yeah, he was like, I didn't know what he's like. I wanted to respond to people calling me gay groomers. I don't know what you're talking about. But
I think he's taking it a little too seriously, which makes me think you're a gay groomer. If somebody accused me of something and I was just not at all doing it, I don't know, I'd be like, whatever, dude. But if on the inside I was like, I gay groomed that guy a little bit, and then everyone was like, yo, gay groomer, I'd be like, no, I didn't gay groom. Then guess what? You're a gay groomer. Happy Pride.
I don't care about people's replies. We don't need to go find them.
The first text was just on his own, like he was like, did I go too far, or was that after the video, like after the response?
The first was a conversation on the bus, like right after the video.
Right. So the
second, and then he texted again.
So your reaction was enough for him to be like, oh shit.
I guess I don't know. That was the reaction. I
think it was funny, but I mean, if I also knowing you a little bit, I know you well enough to be like, you would never flat out be like, I'm uncomfortable. But so you laugh about something,
but I wasn't uncomfortable. I'm becoming uncomfortable. But like in the moment, I was not uncomfortable. It was fine. We're on. It's Wednesday. We're day 4 of it. I'm getting uncomfortable. Well, this is how people are like.
This is how the gay groomers do it.
When people were like or you're just saying like people like you don't even know you're getting gay groomed. I get that. Because like I'm very susceptible to being gay groomed.
Oh,
like
if I could pick one person to get gay groomed, like that it would be 100% success rate. You are the gay groom king.
If you watch like movies and shit like that, or documentaries, whatever, and you're like, I don't even understand how it got that far. I've never thought that.
I could always get there.
I've been like, this is very relatable. I get how you end up in a sex cult. Like, someone asks politely.
Like let's say if things got a little bit wild at Pride the other day, and at the end of the day, Ian was like, you want all right, the parade's over. You want to roll with me to like a Pride party? I could see you being like, oh, okay, I guess so.
I go to a Pride party.
And then you get there and you realize, oh, it's like a Pride party. And he'd be like, so like we're gonna go into the basement now, and you'd be like, well, okay. And then you get down there and they'd be like, so you can suck this guy's dick and this guy's dick. And then you'd be like, oh, I got gay groomed.
I'll say, I gotta pat myself on the back because despite all of the
gay grooming
perceptions and the homophobic slurs I'm called regularly, I'm the only person who's not that I know of, at least, who's admitted it publicly, because I'll talk about it publicly because I said no, who's kissed a guy and said didn't care for it, and the famous time when I was just me and a guy in the basement, and he's like, what would you do if I crawled over and sucked that dick right now? I said, I don't think I'd like that too much.
It's like Jackie not having a dick. You did it and said no.
Twice I've been there and been like, not for me.
Remind the people of that story.
That was one.
That was the spin instructor, right?
Yeah, that was like.
He was super hot too.
It was like I don't think he was my type. Maybe he was more my type.
I thought you said
he's a very handsome man in shape, but not.
Who's your
type?
type?
Always the caveat of your type on these.
I guess. I don't know.
That's because he's gay.
Yeah. I don't know if it's so much gay grooming or as Ian saw something in your eyes and was like,
yeah. Well, that's who you groom. You don't gay groom a guy who's not gay at all. You gay groom a guy who's a little bit gay.
Gay groom the well-dressed guy. The
What's your type?
Hemsworth's my type.
Okay, but so what did this guy look like?
I don't know. He's just like
that's how I pictured him, like a clean cut, like
yeah, he was
guy.
a clean cut guy. He's brunette.
Oh, it's just blonde.
Yeah, probably.
You're
blonde.
just a fucking.
I didn't see
gay Nazi.
See myself in him. I'm just a narcissist, is what it comes down to.
Yeah. So your type is blonde dudes.
It's my type.
Fun.
My type is Chris Hemsworth.
I think he's like a blonde, no?
Yeah, he's a dirty blonde. But yeah, there was just a party that went really late. Everyone had left at different times, and it ended up just being me in a.
He was kind of like coming on to you earlier in the night, though.
Yeah, I mean, at one point he was like, "Can I shower?" And I was like, "Sure." And then we were in my apartment. Yeah.
Get the fuck, John. At some point, you're not being gay groomed. You're reciprocating the grooming. You're just being gay.
I'm just leading everyone.
You're just being gay. If you're at a party,
I was gonna say he was prepping.
He went and got his butt ready to get fucked.
He was like, "Would you come with me?" And I was like, "No."
And he meant, "Would you come with me?" He asked you to come in the shower with him.
Yeah.
And you said no.
I said no, thank you.
And at that moment, were you like, "Oh fuck, something's going on"?
Oh, I knew what was going. We were in my apartment. Well, I couldn't kick a person out, so I was.
Absolutely can. You absolutely can be like, "I got to get to sleep." Like,
I
I'm
was
calling
just
it a
like,
night.
I was like, "Yeah, you can shower if you want." And then he just got in the shower, and then
after a night of partying or after a night of pelotoning.
No, partying. This was like 7 a.m. This was.
Bro, I don't know if I knew or remembered that part of the story.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean,
like he was just
like,
he was very clearly trying to fuck me, and I just kept being like, "Nah, I'm not."
Like extremely so though. Like, can I shower?
Yeah.
And then
He
showering.
wasn't super subtle.
No. And then so he comes out freshly showered.
Mm-hmm.
In clothes.
I don't remember
like
exactly.
A robe,
Again,
maybe
it was
perhaps.
Like 7 a.m. He might have come out in the towel. He might have come out clothes. I'm not entirely sure on that one.
And you're sitting across the room.
I was sitting. It was my the apartment. Lou was in the house. Lou had just gone to bed already.
Yeah.
Like it was because it was my apartment, but it was a basement apartment on Hemingway in Boston, and it was like so it was weird. It's like we were in a basement.
Yeah. Like that's just like your apartment.
But it was just my apartment. It had, like the only like window was a sliding door that went out and up kind of deal.
So you're on one side of the room. He's like fresh out of the shower on the other,
and he was like on the couch, and
it's just you two.
Just us.
TV on.
TV was on. Maybe
you're having like a late night beer snack.
Yeah,
whatever.
Beer.
Yeah.
And he just went, what if I crawl over and suck that? I'll never forget. What if I crawled over and sucked that dick? I think that's what he said. Or that might have been what the woman in New Orleans said.
Yeah, I feel like that was a woman in New Orleans.
That might have been the woman in New Orleans. They both might have said it.
This man has been gay groomed and sexually assaulted so many times. He can't remember which line the assailants.
Maybe he just said like he definitely said crawl. I think he said crawled over. I'm pretty sure.
What's funny is I think there's one thing I learned about this.
There definitely is.
I'm
there 100%
sure.
is.
I remember
because the other spin instructors told me they passed it around.
They passed around.
They passed around the one thing I learned.
Passed
so
around.
Funny. I do not think he found it funny. But,
yeah, that
you offered
like
to
10-minute
suck a
video
blogger's dick. The story might get told.
Seriously,
at some point.
come on. And you said no, thank you.
I said no. I only had like that.
And he said like okay, like that was it.
That was it.
So he was just like maybe he'll say yes.
I've shot my shot a million times.
Yeah.
They went no, and I went no, we can do it.
I'll be honest. If I shot my shot after staying up, partying, doing drugs all night with a single person showering in their apartment.
It wasn't at one point there were like 30 people.
Right.
It was
but
if
if
people were filtering out.
But then if it dwindles down to just us and I shower at her apartment and then I say like, so let's have sex, and she says no, I'm gonna be like, are you kidding me? Are you goddamn kidding me?
I would definitely leave after that.
Yeah, he didn't.
He didn't.
He stayed.
Then he went and did a spin class in the morning. I think he went and like.
Did he go to sleep or he just like eventually left? Like
no, just left.
Standing outside the door.
Right to class.
That's okay. So we go.
So I mean, gay grooming. You're not.
You've
been
actually. That's what he did when I said no. He started making his playlist for class.
Like crazy in there. So I said,
somehow that's gayer. You got gay groomed twice, and neither time ended up gay. So I think we can definitively say John is straight. Yeah, there he is. Yeah, he looks like he is blonde. He looks like he is your type.
But I never told anyone.
That's just how they made it.
Caitlin would do the art. I would never tell her. She actually like my parents kind of look like my parents. I don't know if she like found pictures. I never told anyone what anyone looks like in any of the stories.
Can we play a little bit of like when like towards the end where he says suck that dick, or we can find out what he says?
How about this? I will stand outside the door. Okay?
This is where I showered.
And then we can talk. I'll entertain you that way. He tricks me into thinking that's okay. So we go there, and he's showering, and I'm standing outside the door.
Is that
This is
true?
my apartment, by the way. This is a fucking coward I am. We're in my apartment, and I'm just getting my show run. This guy should have just signed the lease over to this motherfucker. I'm standing outside the bathroom door. I don't know what the fuck we're talking about. I have no clue. It's 5:30 in the morning. I'm borderline blackout drunk. I got a gay guy showered in my apartment, begging to suck my dick. Eventually, there's some silence, right? He's not responding anymore. And like a killer sneaking into the bedroom, swings the door open. Guess what's in my living room now? A naked dude.
I love when you tell these stories.
Swear to God. And now I'm like, dude, what are you doing? I'm not gonna fuck you. Okay? So I'm like, bro, you gotta put a towel on. You gotta do something, right?
I don't know if he actually walked in the living room. I think he,
like kicking a gay guy into your house and trying to fuck you is a hate crime. I'm all lost.
I think he just
I'm like,
swung
you
it
gotta get dressed. This has gotta stop now. Gets dressed. Gets ready for spin class. He says he's just gonna go straight to spin. But the one thing he's gotta do first, he's gotta make a playlist for spin class. So I mind, makes the playlist in my apartment. Of course I mind. Of course I'm a pussy. I let him make the playlist in my apartment. While he's making the playlist, he decides to show me his dildos. Pictures of them. Biggest dildos you ever seen in your whole fucking life. Huge things that he puts in his rectum. Just wanted to show it to me, though. They were laid out like a killer's guns. You know when they hear the bad guys are coming up the street and they're like, oh shit, here it is. And it's just a bunch of perfectly lined up guns. It was this, but dildos. This guy kills his butt with dildos. Anyway, that part I don't care about. That part was kind of fine. It was kind of fascinating, for being honest. It was like, whoa, shit. This is interesting stuff. He finishes his playlist, which is undoubtedly the best playlist ever made. Like, I don't know what was on this. I wish I got a link to the Spotify, because there's no doubt this thing starts with Britney, and it's more Britney, and it's hot. But I don't have it. He eventually leaves. I get to go to bed. I wake up thinking the whole goddamn thing was a fever dream. And I guess the one thing that I learned in all this is that I am fucking that close to being gay just to be polite.
I mean, I don't remember doing this, obviously.
There it is. That's fucking hilarious.
This one never made it to YouTube. I'm gonna upload it tomorrow.
That
so goddamn
we need to revive the whole franchise. The one thing I learned franchises was the most underappreciated thing maybe anybody's ever done at Barstool. The stories are unbelievable. The animation's unbelievable. The whole idea, if you can get once we get the comedy shit rolling and we have like regular shows and people are on stage, if you're on stage telling your stories, if audience members are telling their stories, if you have guests and celebrities and other comics telling their stories, I mean, that is the perfect franchise. That is the perfect story. I mean, it's what's crazy is that's like one of like 20 of these for you. It's nuts.
I think there's
like most people, like you'll be able to have one thing I learned guests, and it's like, you know, Ari Shaffir, Ari probably has a bunch of them, but like regular people will come on and be like, I got this one story, and you're like, okay, you can tell yours, and I'll tell my 9.
there are.
I mean,
I'll be honest, right? Like I didn't think I was going to be telling that story today. I'm shocked at how much I remember.
Well, that's how you know this shit is like, it's like these are your stories, because it's like even the way you were telling it, it's like the same thing. You know what I mean? It's like the same words, the same.
I don't know if I'm impressed by that or disappointed by that. Where it's like,
no, I mean that's what it's neat. It's just like it's the story. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
right,
It's like,
right.
I've told you know, when you have a story, you just tell it how you tell it. That's an all-time classic. I'm this close to being gay just to be polite, but you're not. At the end of the day, we now know that twice you have turned it down,
motherfucker.
But I just think you will continually be gay groomed because of the what you put off.
Yeah. Yeah, on my deathbed, I'm like, all right, you guys win.
Yeah. Put it this way. Deathbed or, nuclear holocaust is occurring or something. At some point, you'll suck a dick.
Oh, no.
You'll
See,
fuck
a very
dick?
visceral reaction. Not for me.
Fuck?
No, I don't think
so.
so.
You could do the fucking?
Huh?
You could fuck him?
I don't think so.
You could top?
Look.
Yeah, that was the straightest thing I've ever seen you do. You quick. No.
I've had some sex in my day where you stray hairs popping up, and I find it quite repulsive. And I think you'd, well, we're all gonna act like we've been around a butthole hair in a day.
But yeah, I just the way you say popping up was kind of threw me for a loop.
I didn't grow in front of my eyes, but I think it wasn't a Jack and the Beanstalk situation.
I dealt with that. I mean, there was a time.
I'm like, ugh, God.
There was a time. I think
Nasty.
I'm a little too young for it even, but I dealt with a decent amount when I was young of like by the time I was like in my mid to late 20s, it was like firmly established like everyone's shaving, everyone's getting their assholes waxed. It's not you know what I mean? Like it's not even a thing.
Yeah.
You might have like a little landing strip or whatever, but like it was not a like, do you do this or do you not? Like everybody does it, you know? But in like the early days of me like first hooking up and having sex, it was, you might run into a rogue one here and there because it just, didn't reach her yet, or she didn't know how far you have to take it or whatever. Once everyone started watching porn and everyone started talking and everyone, everything just spread, it was like, oh, yeah, rip the hair off my ass. But in the beginning, it was a little dicey. You might run into a situation where it's like, oh, you got to do the back, too. You can't just do the front door. You got to do the back door.
Clean the tennis court. Come on.
Well said. Let's do an Am I the Asshole?
Well, while we're kind of on that same subject, I have a question for you. What's something that a piece of advice perhaps that you learned on the internet or anywhere that you still think about or use to this day?
Ooh.
Because I have one that's very weird, and I did it this morning, which is why I thought of it.
Okay. Give me your example. Maybe it'll help.
So it was, God, I don't know what year it was. A couple years ago, there was a tweet on February 12th. And it said, I believe it was from a woman. I'm not sure who sent it. And it said, guys, cut your fingernails today. Because two days after you cut your fingernails is when they're not as sharp.
Right.
Good for the fingering. And I think about that every single time I cut my nails, where I go,
2 days from now.
48 hours. Till 48 hours, don't finger anybody.
Yeah, because I actually just cut my fingernails today, and they're razor sharp in the beginning.
I'm actually a good fingernail cutter, bad fingerer, good fingernail cutter. So like I get it round. Give it a feel. That's freshly cut.
I'm not even talking about the edges though. They are round.
Give it a feel. So John is straight. Feel the nails.
It's almost too though. Just like the straight part, like that's just sharp. Like it's just when you cut it, it is it's an edge.
I could get in a puss with these right now.
I mean. Really, from you? She liked the name Margarita too much, so I'm gonna call her Margaret instead, because that name sucks. And sorry to all my Margarets out there. I think though, I saw a comic the other day. I forget her name. I just saw this. It's funny you bring it up. She was talking about when you have a finger in your ass, how you can feel like everything. And I think she referenced he cut his nails like today or whatever. And she was saying it's almost like fingerprinting. Like if we could somehow get inside your asshole, you could fingerprint someone because it's just so tightly in there. I feel like I could go in there and not. I think you're doing something pretty wrong if your nails are heavily involved anyway.
Which is probably why I'm such a good nail cutter, because I'm doing wrong things. I don't know.
Like if you go in there,
I'm like someone just I'm fumbling in the dark.
You're just in there just rubbing like the back, like the back of your fingers are getting action.
I'm just flailing around.
It usually all you got to do is flail. When you really think about it. Flailing is what gets the job done eventually. You're flailing with your fingers, you're flailing with your mouth. It's just it's like we always say, the thirsty dog in the summer.
Yeah.
That's what usually gets it done. So this it doesn't have to be all precise and shit. I can see if you're doing it wrong that the nails become a problem. But
every time I have sex and they say something like that was great, It's like
You're
when,
lying.
huh?
You're lying.
I actually don't assume they're lying, but it's just like when you're playing video games with your friends when you're a kid, and it's like, how'd you do that? You're like, I don't know, I was just hitting stuff. Do it again, do it again. Like, I can't. I don't know. I can't do it again.
That's a good.
I have
okay.
I have no idea what I just did.
I think that is a very good comparison, very good analogy. The only thing I will say, and this is not, this is kind of tying into your question a little bit. It's not really a piece of advice, but it's just something I've seen enough on the internet, and now I've done enough of my own experimenting. I've had enough empirical evidence, as they say. All I see and hear from literal, like, actual feedback to the, the classic tropes of, like, guys can't find the clit and all that, is that it's impossible. And I've done it myself. We made these jokes, these hacky jokes, all for a million years. But I know that what I'm doing is not anything. It's not like I, like, researched and read a book or thought about it. I literally just go in there and fuck around.
Yeah.
And I've had some success. You know what I mean? Like, as much as we've always joked around about it, it's like, I don't know. I've always gotten good results and good feedback and things that I can tell are not being faked and stuff like that. And I'm like, I find it to be pretty easy. And the whole internet's telling me how hard it is. I'm like, what are you guys doing?
It's A-B.
Yeah, it really is, though. It's like, it's just, there's a basic formula to this shit.
But it's still, I'm just like, but I'm hitting A-B with my palm.
See Angela White, by the way?
Yes. What did she say?
So Angela White, who was on Glenny's show, Only Stands, she said she likes to get her pussy palmed. Then there was a video out saying John did it and did not get good results, and she said, you're doing it wrong. I got to come show you.
We recently had a video where went viral. Glenny Balls was with Angela White, porn star you may have heard of. And she was like, you know how you do a great fingering is you use the palm of your hand. And she took Glenny's hand and
it's a weird move.
And she
on the clit? Like
yeah. And
it's almost like when you're driving the car with your palm.
Oh, when a guy does a one-handed turn.
You like that?
Okay, just come bring me your palm, okay?
This palm?
Yeah.
What are you trying?
Okay, can I?
Yeah. And that was two consenting adults.
Yeah.
I was like, one night I was with a girl and I was like, I'm gonna blow her
do
mind
it.
right now. Like,
Okay.
no one's seen
the
this
palm.
before. So like, I had her legs back, and I was like, all right, here we go. And dude, and then it ends up being like what? Fold your arm like this, and it's just like that's what it feels like. It's just so much skin on skin.
Yeah. I see. I'm kind of turned on by it, though. But you have to be at the right angle. If I was sitting up, I would like it. It's got to be wet.
I'll tell you, it was.
It's got to be really lubricated.
No, I think spit on my hand. It was terrible.
No.
It was terrible.
So, Angela White, welcome to the KFC Radio world. You can come on the show now.
I will be honest about that. I think I didn't like tell that full what happened. Like that wasn't like that was more me. Like it was just like there's no way this feels
is working.
Like,
yeah,
I don't.
It's not like she said stop.
I wasn't like I was definitely doing it wrong, Angela. But also like it wasn't.
Let's just call that D'Angela from now on. By the way. The palm.
It was like I bailed fast. Where I was just like, there's no way.
Right. So you didn't even give it a chance, really.
It was just like.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like rubbing palm. It's just most of a vagina is skin, and it's just skin. It was bizarre.
I could see, it's like a little bit of driving with your palm, but I don't know that to me that's my version of your question. There is like the advice I've seen or the.
Have you ever sought sex advice? Pervert.
Yeah.
You're a pervert.
Like what would you even do? Like Google it. Read a book about it.
There's like the American.
I've watched the video. We've all watched the How to Make a Girl Squirt
video. Was everyone's done.
That doesn't count. That literally
that's though you get one.
As soon as I opened my mouth, everybody was like, yeah, we know the squirt video. How to make a girl squirt. We've all seen it. Also very true and effective education. But the rest feels a little bit like it's just. As difficult as it might be, there's also only so many parts, It's not like you're assembling an IKEA desk and you need to... A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, these screws this here. You're going to put this one there and that there. It's like there's some fingers, there's a tongue, there's a dick in a hole. Like, there's only so many things you can do, you know? That I don't think you need a whole fucking, I don't know, game plan, lesson plan. Just fucking get in
Was it
there.
American Pie? They had the book.
Yeah, the twister, the tornado. It's like,
I remember in high school, I was like, no one's giving me the book yet.
where's the book? Even, Seinfeld, the thumb, the tongue, the twist. It's like,
Twist the pinch.
these are all, the pinch. These are all, it's just like, I don't know. I don't think anybody's doing any of that. They're
Just flying guesses.
yeah,
I'm
like
taking
truly.
flying guesses.
Each and every, like every time is a snowflake. There's never one, like maybe a couple things that stay the same, but like for the most part, it's always just this for this amount of time, that for that amount of time, this hand, that hand.
If I wasn't
Up, down, left,
actively
right.
making faces, like using my facial muscles during sex, my face would be the whole time.
I don't know.
You,
Yes?
ever,
No?
you, you ever like help someone clean up after dinner, and you're at their house and you're putting away dishes, and you're just like,
Here? There? What? What?
I no one probably knows if I stuffed this there. that's just like.
Dude, me at Deloitte hiding my old work is that looking around going, it's just good. Got away with it. Yes.
See what happens here.
Yes. then you kind of wait.
Yeah. Or looking for lights in someone else's house. Like, this one doesn't even work.
That's just pushing the fucking
You're
light
looking
switch,
into the
waiting for
kitchen
it to light
and,
up.
Like in the behind you in the backyard, the lights going on and off.
But eventually,
oh, something's happening.
but here's the thing: eventually, you usually find the right switch.
Yeah.
It's not like you just sit there forever and never find the light in the kitchen. Eventually, you get there. I just can't understand how people don't get there. I hope. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe all the girls out there are just still unsatisfied. But all I know is they just get in there.
That is great. That whole thing that women have to go through. It's like, I don't like this, but I'll keep doing it. I stop doing things that I don't enjoy
Immediately. That's the
doing that
reason.
shit anymore.
That is literally the reason why the human race continues, because they will continually get pregnant multiple times. I mean, if I do something that causes me like a little bit of discomfort or annoyance, a little bit, I'll never do it again. They, do something that your life sucks for a year, and they're like, "Yep, I'll do it again and again and again."
I'm currently not taking medication that I've been prescribed twice.
Ah.
Because they put me
bit.
on hold once. I was like, I'm not doing this.
I was gonna say even like a little bit of a side effect.
They were
It's like
dude,
this might make you a little jittery. It did. I'm out.
the
Something like that.
the first
Forget
time I didn't take it, they were like, it kind of makes you tired. They're like, so find like a window where you can be tired. And I was like, well, I have a podcast, so that's never gonna
that's not
come.
gonna work. I can't be.
And then they were like, I went back to the doctor again after like 6 months or whatever, and they're like, all right, and then we're just gonna run the test and make sure that got cleared up. It's like an antibiotic. And I was like, oh, I never took it. And they were like, what? I was like, what are you doing here now? And I was like, I don't know. You guys told me to come. And they're like, all right, so like we're gonna do it again. And so they prescribed it. I went to the fucking pharmacy. I needed prior authorization. I was like, what does that mean? They're like, it's really expensive. And I was like, but the doctor said I need it, right? And they're like, yeah. I was like, so then what are we doing here? like you just say, you sure, to the doctor, and they have to call back again? That seems crazy.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'm just explaining the American medical system to people who are like, yeah, we have to deal with it for like actual medications, not fucking antibiotics. And so then I walked to the doctor's office. Remember how I do this? Because when I call my doctor, I can't get him on the phone. Like, and I'm not. I mean, the human.
You just show up. And I need medical assistance.
Just like a human being. I don't need to talk to the actual doctor, but like a human being. There's no zero. There's no. I don't do that. I don't fucking do it. And like it's just.
I will just bum rush your
So
office
I went
and
again.
talk to you.
Same thing. Security guard. And this time I knew he was going to be there. So this time I had my attitude ready.
Yeah.
And I was drinking a coffee too.
Ooh.
And I feel like that gave me a little more confidence. And I was. No security guard. He's like, what are you doing here? And I was like, I don't have an appointment. And he said, so what are you doing here? And I said, so I'm going to go talk to somebody. And he backed down fast.
Wow.
Like, oh, okay. The other guy who didn't know how to handle it. He almost called the police on me the first time. And
This guy's crazy.
So they were like, I was like, they said any prior authorization, blah, blah, blah. Go back. And they were like, all right, we'll handle it. And so I go back the next day, picked up some white strips while I was there, waited in line at the pharmacy. I did the move. Where the line was so long at the pharmacy, I looked down at my hand and I went, don't forget, you have white strips. And then my bad part of my brain went, nah, forget. And so I went to the pharmacy. They're like, it's still not ready. Some other fucking, I don't know. I'm still not taking the medicine right now. And I was like, well, what am I supposed to do? And they were like, I don't know. Like, it's on the doctor now. I was like, I just went to the doctor. They said it's on you now. And then they're like, we don't know. We'll figure it out. And I was like, I guess. Like, I don't know. I'll come back in a day or two. And I was saying that, like, as I was walking out the door, holding in their face what I was stealing from them.
I love it. This is the cost you get. You fuck with me, I steal these white strips.
I went so far as to go on the website when I got home to find out what the most expensive thing I could have stolen in a pharmacy is, and I got pretty close. I don't. There's some skincare stuff that was around $70, but it's about $68.
I stole
thefted from Dwayne Reed.
I stole a milk at the airport the other day. A drink, like a little thing. Like I was at one of those Hudson News's things, and there was such a line, and I was just like, no.
I'm just gonna. You know what they did? It actually infected offices first, where everything actually maybe it might have been homes first, where everything became open plan.
Yeah.
And then offices became open plan.
And if stores are.
Stores are all open plan now
like,
too.
I'm not even in a store.
If I don't feel enclosed, I'm just gonna take.
I'm taking this. You know what? One of my fattest moves ever. Did you see what I did when I got back from Canada?
No.
So when I was going to Canada, I was in LaGuardia, and I passed the New York Creperie, and I had those fucking little pancakes from Amsterdam on my mind. Those are, pancakes, crepes, similar family. And I got a caramel, marshmallow, whipped cream crepe. And it was fucking fire. And on the way back, we landed in the same terminal. And I'm walking out. And I got crepes to go from the airport. That's a fat trash person move.
That is a fat trash person move. Honestly, it's surely not one of his iconic bits, but that Louis has something about that.
Oh god,
where he it's like one of my I die laughing all the time. Where he's like, I get Auntie Anne's at the airport I arrived at.
That's exactly what I did. I got two, and I brought them home.
I do that at the bars. I'll go to the bar I arrived at.
But that's different because you're an alcoholic, you know. like this was just like I want that crepe, but like I had already ate, and I was like, I'll just get two and eat them later, and I did. I was like, whoa, I'm walking out of the airport with a fucking steaming box of crepes. It was hot as shit. The bottom was hot. I had to like move it around. That is bad, dude. I got an Am I the Asshole that also parlays into maybe a once in a lifetime, once in a humanity thing I've never heard of. I guess to put it into Am I the Asshole terms, am I the asshole, are you the asshole if you ask for, after a breakup, if you like ask for all your stuff back that you left there? Yeah, I'm with you on that. I think, now, is there a limit though? Is there a certain dollar amount or a thing or enough stuff that if it's like, you know, if you left,
as long as it's called a breakup, no, there isn't.
Okay, so if you left like your favorite sunglasses, a nice jacket, you know, like all that shit, you don't care.
No.
Even if it's like like a nice winter jacket, like that big brown overcoat you wore for a couple of years, like a jacket, you know, like you're like, oh, this is my coat for the winter.
I don't want any of it.
You're just done.
I just don't care. Like,
yeah, I just don't care about anything. Like enough, you know. There's just not enough things. Like I can't think of anything.
I don't want anything.
But is it because it's like a breakup thing and it reminds you, or you're just like, I just don't want to go through the awkwardness of like.
It's not like
that means we have to meet up again or like whatever, you know.
I guess it depends on the breakup.
Yeah, I guess if it goes smoothly, like whatever.
Like I tend to, things with me tend to end pretty
combustible. Yeah,
disastrous.
It's pretty.
It's gotta be my fault. Like
yeah.
It's happened too many times. There's a common denominator. It has to be something I do. I genuinely don't think it's me.
I mean, from some of the ones I know about, I don't think it's you. I think it gets pinned on you, but I think it's decidedly not you.
I don't think I've had like I guess one, maybe two. I've had one exceptionally amicable breakup. We didn't stay friends, but it was just like
we're good. Okay, see you later.
Well, I guess it wasn't because I cried.
You cried,
but like,
well, you don't have to be sad.
We were fine afterwards.
I mean, you should. If you don't have any emotional reaction to being dumped, then it's not even a breakup. It's just like whatever. But
I don't usually have an emotional reaction.
In that situation,
that's actually the only time I think I've had an emotional reaction.
But that's because that's your defense mechanism.
I guess.
I don't care. Unless you really didn't like the person, then you don't care. But if you like the person and you get dumped, you're sad on some level, but you just don't want to show it or whatever.
I mean, it's just like
I get it. Yeah.
You lasted 3 months longer.
Right. I think if there's some sort of if it is amicable and mature, and both people are like, I left my sunglasses, you left your high heels, let's just meet up one time and swap. I won't say no. Here's the thing. If someone reaches out to me, you can come do whatever you want.
You know what?
I'm not going to say no to you and keep your shit. I am just not going to proactively go get my things unless I leave my kids at your house. You got to come pick up Shane Keegan. You left it at my house.
Like kids, obviously, if you live together, again, it's different. If you are not living together,
it belongs to the streets. It's in God. That is collateral damage in the life of a dating single person. Sometimes you lose a girl steals your hoodie. That even happens, or you leave your jewelry behind, or in the breakup you lose the things that you brought to that person's house. That's the game, bro. That's you got to be prepared for that.
I had someone ask me for their stuff back once, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to see you, but this is crazy. It wasn't I don't want to see you. It's just I have no use for you anymore. So
you to her or her to you?
Me to her. Oh. Where I was like, I didn't say that.
No use for you anymore.
But that was it wasn't I can't see you kind of deal. Yeah. I was I don't care. I don't know. It's I don't want to see anyone else I have no affiliation with anymore. I don't need to see you.
Right.
I was but I'll leave the door open. Just go get your stuff
your shit,
and whatever. And I just sat at a bar that whole time, just being this was a mistake.
Yeah, that is a terrible idea.
I was
hey, here's a woman scorned. You want access to all my things?
I was I'm when I turned the corner and I didn't see fire trucks in front of my house, I was holy shit.
I mean, that is...
It ended up being fine.
Out of all your dumb moves, that is spectacularly dumb. I didn't know that. I've never heard that. That is bad. Folks, out of all the things we've ever said, every story, every advice, all that, do not do that one.
I was so sure. It was I just accepted it sitting there at the bar. Where I was just
least just ruining things and breaking things at the worst. Burned to the ground.
I was positive. I was positive, dude.
Well, the reason this Am I the Asshole even comes up, though, is because I come to understand this unicorn situation. I know a couple that broke up without a breakup. They were pretty serious. There was some where he was from. He wasn't from around here, and it presented a lot of issues culturally and just geographically and all that shit. And they were kind of they were good and they were serious. Then it got they were on the rocks, and he went home. He went traveling, and they just stopped dating. There was no breakup. There was no conversation. There was one text that was sent that was along the lines of I think we both know what's going on here. We should probably talk about it. And he said something I'll be back home on Sunday. My trip ends. We'll do it then. He got home Sunday, never contacted. She waited till Monday. She never reached out. No, you lost it.
Sorry.
Tuesday rolls around, Wednesday. I'm starting to laugh. I'm this is funny. It's going days. Little do I know, weeks go by. I think we're now into months, and she was just I'm back on the dating apps. Like, I don't know if there's any unfollowing or blocking or anything along those lines on social media, but they just started living their single lives again. It was amazing.
It's
now. The reason I bring up
healthiest thing
the
I've
"Am I
ever
the
heard.
asshole" is because she's throwing a wrench in it by trying to get her stuff back.
Oh, that's
and I'm like, you were scot-free.
It was
You were,
beautiful.
and I really don't think it's like a ploy. Like she wants to get back with him. Like that's what my first thought would be. Like, oh, you're. I really think she just wants like her things, her belongings. I almost want to like write her a check and be like, here's the fucking cash value of that, because what you just experienced is. It's the unicorn. It's the lottery. It's what we all dream of. If everybody could do that, relationships and dating, like, it would be amazing. There was no breakup. They just both knew what was going on, sensed it, knew that there was no future. Just did it. It's incredible.
Like, why would you ask for your stuff back? Like, you know that it's what you're throwing a perfect game. Like, don't go.
Yes.
Like, it is.
It's like all of a sudden, like, I'm gonna go out there and like throw lefty. It's like, no, it's the eighth inning. You got a perfect game going. Like, it's my pineapple text idea without even the pineapple.
Yeah.
The idea of we need a symbol that you can text somebody that when it gets bad, you send them the pineapple emoji, and that means I don't want to hurt your feelings, but I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, and this is me just telling you, let's make a clean break, and you just write back thumbs up, and you both go your separate ways. You don't get closure. You don't none of that. It's just it's over. But they didn't even need the pineapple. It was like some Jedi shit. They just like looked at each other and knew it.
I don't even think it's that, like, yes, to an extent, but like, if you think about some of your best relationships in your life, and this isn't of the opposite sex, it could be of the either one. They like
It's unspoken.
I don't get closure. I don't need closure. I don't
There's no such thing as
understand
closure. It's like
people who talk about that.
closure is just something people use to fuck you one more time and see you one more time and
Like,
have one more
I need
conversation.
closure. What are you talking? This isn't
Yeah.
a movie.
And you know what? You really want your closure? Let's boil it down to its most basic form. Closure is, I analyzed my life and I said it's better without you in it. You want to hear that? You really want to hear that? That's gonna give you closure. And I have to list the reasons why, because you do this, and this, and I want that out of my life, so I'm choosing to get rid of you. There's your fucking closure. Does that make you feel better? Because I feel like a piece of shit now.
But like, all of my best relationships just ended like that. Like,
Where it just like fizzles and you just
like, and mine are all of the same. So like, all like my best friends, like when I was a kid, like we didn't like have like a conversation. We
Yeah,
like,
you just kinda grew
We just
apart.
kept living our lives.
Yeah.
And we saw each other
less and less.
and then we just kind of stopped seeing each other. And if we saw each other, it'd be great.
I also think that some of my best relationships, everything is kind of unspoken. Like, I can't even think of many friendship situations where like I've messed up or done something wrong or whatever. But let's say, you piss your friend off or you do something that hurts their feelings or whatever. It's kind of like yo man, like, yeah, it's cool. You know what I mean? Like, we don't need to say I'm sorry and here's what I did. It's just kind of like, all right, we're good again? Cool. Like, the real ones are the ones where you don't need to say it all and explain it all.
But even that is like with like your current friends. Like I'm talking like my elementary school friends
Yeah.
who I don't see anymore and stuff like that.
Right.
Like,
And there's no
if I saw
ill
them,
will or
oh, what
bad
the
blood or
fuck's up, man? How you
Yeah,
been? Like,
yeah.
And I get sex changes everything and all that stuff. But the like people who I would have considered my best friends and the most important people in my life, I haven't talked to in 30 years.
Right.
If I saw them, it'd be great. But we just kind of just like, we saw each
Life
other
just
less and
went
less
this
and
way.
less and less.
That it's what you just said. The sex changes everything. But like, if you can apply that to relationships, it's just that you're mad because like that person's been inside you, or you told that person you loved them, and then they like do the same thing to you. But when your path goes this way and their path is going that way, and all people do in relationships is try to make the paths smush together,
Dude, imagine
and they're just magnets. They're just opposing magnets. The paths are just always going to bounce back. Just recognize that and just let it go.
Imagine having that phone
incredible.
call. Like, you ever talk to your buddies? He's like, yeah, I got a job in like Austin. Like, fuck yeah, dude, that's awesome. Congratulations. Imagine you just told that to your girlriend.
Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Yeah, I got a job in LA.
So, cool, cool, man.
Congratulations.
Great. But that to have.
Are we
that,
breaking up? No. Are we staying together?
Also, no, I don't know.
Why are you asking me these questions? I got a job in LA.
I'm just going to LA. Yeah. We'll see what happens. I think if more people could do that, I don't think they can. I think I've never heard of that. Never. I kept asking for updates. I don't give a fuck about other people's relationships. Did anybody make contact? Nothing? Not even a text? Not him? Not you? What? Oh my God, how long has it been? I mean, it is spectacular. The non-breakup breakup. Put it in the books. I think the only time it's ever happened in fucking human history. The only time you can see us on tour for one show. We're coming to your town. One show. We've got a couple on the books right now. The one show tour is coming to you, presented by Pilot Water.
We have way more on the books than we've announced.
Yeah, we got to get the words out there. Can you pull them up? Because I don't know what they are.
I
July
13th.
July 13th. We're in Jersey City.
October 19th and 20th. Columbus.
Yeah, here.
Columbus and Pittsburgh. They are not on sale yet, but Columbus and Pittsburgh.
To add on to Minneapolis, Detroit, and
Buffalo.
And then Jersey City's coming up for July. We're taking off for August because it's just like a dead time of the year. So Jersey City, we're keeping it local for everyone who's like, come to Jersey. Why are you always in New York? We're coming. Buy your tickets now.
Yeah, it's Dollar Slices July 12th. KFC Radio July 13th.
That's already Dollar Slices already sold out, right?
Yes.
Yes. Dollar Slices is gonna fly every time we put it out there. We'll probably be doing an August edition of Dollar Slices. That's like a true blue stand-up comedy show, rotating guests, each doing a few sets. Real comedy show. That's gonna sell out instantly, like every time. And KFC Radio live in Jersey City, Columbus, Pittsburgh, and then the other
Minneapolis, Detroit, Buffalo.
And Buffalo. So go get your tickets now. Go to this KFC Radio social media, and you can get tickets. One show only. We are not adding shows. We are not adding dates. If it sells out, that's it. Don't bank on them adding one for Thursday or Saturday. No, if it's one show, that's it. Get your tickets, and we'll be there.
Yeah, October 19th, Newport Music Hall in Columbus, and October 20th, Stage AE in Pittsburgh. So,
let's go. All right, voicemails.
Oh, there was a viral tweet going around. I don't know if you guys want to do this. I just switched off of it. The tweet said, I believe all men are convinced that with just the help of the air traffic control, they can land a plane in an emergency situation.
All men are so dumb.
I mean, that's silly.
I'm not convinced I can cut Kevin's lawn on a riding mower.
I was going to say, who are these people? I guess back in the day, the men rule the roost and run the household and make the money and make the decisions, and you probably just start to be like, I do everything and I can do everything. But I don't know. These days, I'm like, who are these guys with confidence? I don't want to do anything, dude. Like, I don't like to do anything out of my comfort zone. We were in Canada. They wanted to go skeet shooting, and I was like, I'm not gonna be good at that. I don't know how to do that. I don't want to do that. I don't want to I don't want to go golfing. I don't know how to golf. I don't know how to do anything, and I don't want to try to do anything. I certainly can't land a fucking plane. I would crash.
It's crazy. It is. I was home last weekend and I was driving my dad's boat, and the risks are so much lower with that, and I'm still
even that when you were doing that, I was like, oh, John can park a boat and can get navigate through the dock and everything. I was like, that's impressive. I can't do that, and I never would.
But I'm not comfortable doing it.
Yeah,
I'm not.
Yeah, that's one of those things. I remember one time we were parking at the restaurant and it was kind of hard, and I was like, oh my god, if this was me, I'd be like, we're not going, guys. We're going back going back, and we get the car. I'm going to drive to the restaurant.
I can dock. I don't enjoy it.
Yeah,
and so it's far less risk. And
if anything, I think this tweet is reversed. I think girls are the ones who are like, it's like, what makes you think you know how to interior decorate or all these things that they want to do? It's like, I don't know. We're all just stupid people with limited skills. Shut up.
3.
Yeah. Get out of here. All right, voicemails. What do we got? Voicemails today are brought to you by Pirate Water. Voicemails have been the craziest, most ridiculous part of KFC Radio for all these years. Pirate Water is the craziest, most ridiculous drink of the summer. It's for the people who party, for the people who rage. If you're going to festivals, if you're going on vacation, if you're going to the beach, if you're going on spring break, if you're going wherever, and you want to party, Pirate Water is where it's at. Not only because there's 4 great flavors, all summer themed, Bahama Mama, Miami Vice, Margarita, and Sex on the Beach. Not only because it's 10% alcohol by volume. Not only because it's 16 ounces instead of 12. Not only because it's only $2 and found in all your local gas stations and grocery stores and all that, but because it tastes good and it's enjoyable for young, for old, and you can get it right now by going to drinkpiratewater.com to find locations near you, or you can order it off of GoPuff. We are drinking it. Brianna Chicken Fry and her army are drinking it. It is the new party drink on the scene. Reminds you of the Four Loko days when it was like changed the whole landscape of like, you're not just going out and partying tonight. You're not just drinking tonight. What are you drinking? It's Pirate Water. Let's all get some Pirate Waters and have ourselves a night. So drinkpiratewater.com to get it delivered right to you, or look at your local Walmarts, grocery stores, corner stores, bodegas, gas stations. Grab, 2, maybe 3 of those, and you are set for the night. Drinkpiratewater.com or go to GoPuff and have it delivered.
What's up, chicken heads? You guys have definitely talked about this before, but I had one of the weirder is my phone listening to me situations that I've had before last night. I made some tacos recently. Shout out HelloFresh. And I used my nice cast iron pan. And I don't know if you guys use cast iron pans, but they take a decent amount of care, and if you kind of neglect them, they lose their seasoning. And I was being a little lazy, didn't wash the pan for a few days, and mine kind of started to get a little degraded. And I'm kind of scrubbing at it, trying to get it all better. And I'm like, I'm going to have to figure out how to re-season this pan. Not saying anything to anybody, home alone, nothing was said out loud, didn't text or anything. And I go to bed, open my phone, and the first Instagram reel is from Cast Iron Chris. 180,000 followers, all about cleaning, taking care of your cast iron pan. First off, like, how the fuck does the phone know? I know it's kind of like the technology talks to each other, doesn't listen to you, but I think that's bullshit. And have you guys had any crazy your phone's listening to you situations?
Well, what I think I've learned recently, at least I was told, is that it's also like your phone is affecting my phone and your searches, and like, so, I'm like, I didn't even bring it up, but like you might have, and then my phone knows that I spend 90% of my time with you, so, right. So that kind of threw me for a loop where it's like, oh, that's just what's happening there. But when I've had some times where you don't say anything, you just think a thought. And I think that's probably just coincidence, but I don't know, man. Sometimes I'm like, I don't know. That's just crazy. It's just crazy. It's just crazy.
The one I've
maybe
had,
can it hear you like rattling the pots and pans in your fucking kitchen? Like, is Alexa listening to like not just like you, but like your life and all that? Because it's like, oh, that's the sound of like silverware and dishes. He's cooking. He likes to cook. Here you go. I wouldn't put it past anything. I want you guys should do a skit on that, and just, I just want someone to just be like making weird noises and Alexa's like, we don't know what the fuck is going on with this guy. We can't recommend anything for him. It's just screaming noises all the time in his house.
Just a bunch of sleep apnea masks. It's like, why am I getting these? It's like because you're screaming in your sleep.
Right.
I had the other day, I don't know if it was after we talked about T-shirts or what, I keep getting T-shirt ads now.
Well, you sent me a bunch. You sent me those links.
Yeah,
so
but this has been going on before that. Uh-huh. Yes, I got them a lot. I actually took a screenshot last night after sending the links, but like I've been getting them a lot anyway. And this is like the sales tactic that a lot of the T-shirt companies use, and it's just one person not wearing a shirt that fits.
I will say this though. This is the problem that I have. It is just that the shirt doesn't fit. But if there was a shirt that the picture is a guy lifting his hands up and the shirt goes up too high. My shirts shrink, and it feels like it shrinks more upwards than it does like shrinking around the sleeves and the collar and the chest and stuff. That's probably not happening, but it's like everything else still fits me, but it just went up like 6 inches.
Really?
It's not that. I mean, I had a moment the other day. I like tried on boxers. I put on a shirt. I was like, all of these things are not fitting now. It's. I do believe in the whole thing about the size has changed, but it's the body is growing. It's not the shirt, it's not the clothing. But that is, I mean, that is my number one problem. I have a long torso, so the shirt like used to go down to like, you know, lower than your pants. Now it's like right at the top of your pants, and if you move it all, you're exposing your stomach. If I have to reach for anything, you're seeing gut. It's terrible. But it's just like that shirt in general is too small for you. Just get another one. But any shirt that's like, then I tried to get a custom one that was like a little longer. It was a fucking dress.
Too long, yeah.
It's like, God damn it. But I mean, I can't even think of the time. I've had several of those where I was like, bro, we did not even say it, and it pops up. It's just becoming more and more common. I don't know what it is. I mean,
yeah. I mean, like this question is kind of like, I don't want to repeat myself, but we kind of talked about it the other day. Like mine are all just gay stuff. I don't know.
You're getting gay groomed.
Yeah, fucking
Alexa's gay groomed.
big Texan on it too. Everyone knows I'd be a fucking unicorn, man.
Next up.
KFC, Feits, Nick, Jackie, everyone else. I think I got a fix for baseball. Everyone's been complaining about the pitch clock and games taking forever. All the Feits was talking about the high school games last longer than the MLB game went now. I think I got a fix for it. You start the games around 5:30, 6 o'clock. Start the broadcast still at 7. But give it an abbreviated first few innings. It's just pitch by pitch. They're still getting every pitch. Add in the foul balls. If a fan does something funny or something, you can cut to that still. But then somewhere around 8 o'clock or so, it's catching up live to the game. And you're in the 7th, 8th inning. You get the last 3 or 4 innings live. Any action that actually matters, still there. I think that kind of satisfies the baseball heads and the casuals like me. Got a nice 2-hour game in there. I don't know, let me know what you think about that. Also, the word news, fun fact, is an acronym for North, East, West, South. All the stuff around you, that's where it comes from. Have a good day, guys.
That's true.
Thank you.
That's made up.
You've heard that before?
Yeah. I think that's
Dude,
it.
how was he driving with that thing rattling?
I
You ever did when you're driving, you start touching everything? You're like,
what is it? What is it?
It's just
I didn't
I'd be
quite.
like hitting the fucking.
I pushed the top.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just the ceiling.
You
is
like
just
flip your
loose.
keys.
Oh my
like
god, dude!
something's rattling.
My
See thing that's just a little loose.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
my haunted house has faucets that it's like really old, and if you close it and leave it like a little bit, I think just like the pressure and the air and the water, it like screams. It goes like like really loud, and it's like, and you just turn it all the way off and you're good. The other day I flushed the toilet, and I think just like the water pressure of like the whole, that's all connected, and it started screaming. And I was just like, what the fuck is going on? I mean, it sounds like a baby, like, and it is so fucking loud. It's a goddamn joke. I didn't quite get if you go pitch by pitch, then it would last the whole
like
game.
every game is pitch by
So
pitch.
it would need to be expedited, like show the important pitches, but it's not a bad
I think
idea.
he's saying like cut out like even throwing it back to the pitcher and stuff like that, and like them on the mound.
That I don't think is just a good. I think I would rather watch highlights of. But the problem is, what if all the good shit happens in the first innings?
Yeah.
So what they should do is not. It shouldn't be live. Sports shouldn't be live anymore.
Go back to the 1980s.
Yeah, and then we can be like, it's like when you watch a rewind and they're like, let's fast forward to the 4th inning now.
Yeah.
Like that. That's where it's at. That.
Slurs are going to skyrocket on the field.
I loved your tweet the other day about I am a card carrying member. I'm the president of this fan club. I get excited every time. We need to stop with the slam ball reboots. It's been rebooted 5 times, and it clearly has never worked.
It lasts 1 year every time.
Every time. Maybe that's it though. Maybe they're just like, we just need a slam ball season once a year. But it's almost like you guys have a league. It just changes hands every year.
It is. It's
like 2006, 2007, 2014, now 2023.
It's great. I'm gonna see if I have.
It's a strange thing. The world likes sports and they like entertainment, and except for wrestling and American Gladiators back in the day, which there's a new documentary out that I'm gonna love watching. I don't know what it's on, but there's a documentary about American Gladiators out now. Combining the two just doesn't. They don't really like. You know what I mean? It needs to be real sports or not. But there is something cool about slam ball. Like, I don't want to watch a slam ball game. I want to watch slam ball like YouTube highlights. So if they were just like we're a company that just makes highlights, I'd be like, good.
Yeah.
But no one's ever gonna care about like the fucking River City Skyhawks or some shit. It's like nobody's gonna be a fan of a team in slam ball, but I do want to see it.
But there's only like 2 dunks you can do. Like, you get too high. It's not.
There's some cool shit, bro.
It's not enough to last 2 seasons.
Well, that's the thing, is that it's like
it went from 02 to 03, 07 to 08, 2012 to 2012, 2016 to 2016. Every 4 years.
Yeah.
Every 4 or 5 years.
It's president.
They're like,
we're running for office and we're getting back slam ball.
You guys think maybe we put trampolines under these things? It'd be sick. Like, yeah, it'd be dope.
So there are certain things
It's
in the world.
most cocaine business idea I've ever heard in my life.
But it's a cokehead business. There are also cokehead interests. Like, there are things that I love that I'm not going to watch. I'm not going to watch slam ball. If you ask me about slam ball, I love it. I think it's so cool. I remember it. I have nostalgia for it. It's amazing. I did watch it. I don't know why. I don't know how, but I wasn't following it like a sport. But I do very fondly remember that. And then it's like, if you were to bring it back, American Gladiators is another thing. I would never in a million years sit down and watch American Gladiators now. They brought it back like a decade ago, maybe even longer. I think it did have a little bit of success. I would tell you, fuck yes, American Gladiators is coming back. And then I would never watch an episode. The XFL, he hate me, never watch a game. There's just certain things that it's like, how do you like capture that interest without like putting all your money into a fucking failing league or product or show or whatever, all the reboots, like even like Cobra Kai, which that one is very successful. So it's just for me personally, like I love the Karate Kid, and it came out on YouTube, and I kind of watched it, and I kind of talked about it, but I never really cared. You know? It's like it's that nostalgia play where I really do care about it, and I really do like it, and I want to talk about it and all that shit, but I'm probably not going to do it again. But I guess if there's people like me, there are people who would go a step further and do want to consume it all. But I think there is a lot of that where it's like, yeah. Oh, no, I'm not going to actually do it.
No.
I'm not going to actually give you my money or time.
It's like, I guess it's like the internet, and it's trying to profit and capitalize off things. Is like nostalgia, not so much anymore, but there was a time when like nostalgia was it on the internet.
Yeah.
And it was just like, we love talking about these things, I'm sure.
You like to
people
reminisce.
with money,
actually,
when like we'll just do it again. It's like, oh no, I don't want that. I just wanted to talk.
Do you know what I really think it is? Podcasting.
Yeah,
I think it's. I want to hear a podcast about it. I want to reminisce about it, talk about it, remember it. Have you bring up? Oh, I forgot about that. You're right. That was a great podcast episode. I've got my slam ball feel, or a blog like nostalgia blogs used to always play.
Right.
I'll put the highlights in. I'll write about the biggest moments. Everybody who reads it goes like, fuck yeah, and then they go back to their regular sports or regular entertainment. You don't need a whole league. You don't need any of that. Nostalgia is just a quick like little hit. But what we do is we're basically nostalgia traffickers. That's really what it is. All right, last one, and then we'll get into our interview with who?
Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler.
Michael Chandler.
Nick, Paps, Jackie. Just a quick question. So recently, for my job, I had to sit in and observe a 4-week-long murder trial where the victim was a baby. And one of the jurors in the case wore a different hockey jersey every single day. I'm talking, there's like literal photos of a dead baby being put up in the courtroom, and homeboy just has a different hockey jersey on every single day. And so my question to you guys is what is technically the most inappropriate yet somehow still technically appropriate thing you can think that somebody could wear to jury duty? Because I think a hockey jersey in a dead baby case is pretty up there.
Dude,
Bro.
That's unreal.
That is one of the funniest things I've ever heard in my life.
That is
The thought of that guy waking up being like, Mark Messier today, throwback. Or like, today I'm going to wear this.
Bro,
and
that
then
is
walk in and
so
be like,
Dana
so
Beers
here's
at
where the
jury
baby's
duty.
head was caved in. Oh, my God.
Dude,
It's Thursday.
If I fucking showed up to jury duty and I saw a juror, on day one, I'd be like, something to keep an eye on.
Yeah.
Day two, I think is a little
Is
weird.
there not a dress code? You can wear whatever you want?
So there is, like, I've gotten called for jury duty twice. Both times I got out of it, but like I came dressed in shirt and tie. No one else abided by that at all. Like, if you look it up, it's like, this is what you wear.
It's 2023. Like, if you're lucky if you get someone to put on pants with a fucking button on them.
Yeah.
It's like, you should be honored that this guy put a jersey on. But by day 3, if I'm on trial, for no matter what, the guy rolls in. First 2 days, he's in a hockey jersey. Guy rolls in day 3 in a hockey jersey. I was like, I'm going home. Like, that piece of shit isn't finding me guilty of anything. Like, I'm fucking out of here.
That guy, we're talking about a little murdered baby, and that guy's going to be going, well, I don't know.
Yeah, come on, boys, in bed there, right, boys? Fucking, dude, I would be, I'm fucking, I'd be like, I'd start, like, I have my feet up during the trial, tell the judge to shut the fuck up. Like, shut the fuck up, dickhead.
I got my one.
Dude, me and Donald Brashear going to take you out back, rough you up. Fucking don't watch your mouth, okay?
First of all, imagine getting jury duty and you get selected and it's for a fucking dead baby. It's like, I couldn't have had like a traffic infraction or
Dude,
something.
I'd be like, no.
Yeah, for real.
You have to look at these pictures. No.
No, I'm actually surprised that they even find a jury. Like, if they ever ask the question, like, are you capable of handling this? I'd be like, no, I'm not.
I found out the fine for if you miss it. It's, you don't have to go to jury duty.
Yeah,
It's not that much.
I'll just take whatever,
I think it's $1,000.
punishment. Sure, done. I'm not looking at dead babies for like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
But, I mean, the thought of that guy just being like, what do you mean? What's the problem? I mean, yeah, I got to go to jury duty, but after that, I'm hitting the roller rink.
You guys didn't like PJ Stock? What the fuck?
That is great. I am struggling.
I gotta know if
even-
it's same team. I don't know why that. But like, if he's like,
Yeah,
if
if
he's
he's
just
like,
a die-hard
yeah.
Jersey guy, or if he's a die-hard like Bruins. fan.
Right. Which is it? I'm struggling. to think of
Really
anything.
excited about the Centennial logo being back.
To answer a question, I don't know if I can come up with something better than that. I mean, that is so.
Yeah, because that is so perfectly.
Like, it's not wrong,
Right, like-
you're fine to do it.
You could be like,
but
oh, he
it's
showed up
like-
in BDSM gear. Like that's
Yeah,
just
it's like,
like
come on,
wonky.
dude, you're ridiculous.
Like,
This is like it's his regular attire. Whatever else he does in his life, he can wear hockey jerseys to it, I guess. And he's just not thinking about the fact that in his mind, he's probably just like, it's tragic. There's a dead baby. I have to put clothes on today.
What do you
what do you want me to do?
He like if you like, I don't understand the issue. Like, it wouldn't.
Yeah, it wouldn't even register with him. I mean, I guess it's a little bit like you could make the argument. It's like, I don't know, you worried about like your dress and your heels that day. That's kind of equally, I don't know. You know what I mean? It's like the whole point is that a dead baby would make you feel like nothing else in the world matters. So who cares if he's wearing a hockey jersey? But no, it is. Something does matter, and wearing a hockey jersey to a dead baby trial is it. That's the line. I didn't know I had a line. I found it. You can't do that.
Come on, man. Like that's so outrageous. The writers of Jury Duty didn't think of it.
Right, they wouldn't.
Like we can't.
They
do
had
that.
chair pants.
He'll know he's on a
and
reality
they
TV
would.
show.
Yeah.
Someone shows up in a St. Louis Blues jersey 9
Every
days in a
single
row.
day. That is a great point.
I am also glad that came up because it reminded me of something of just someone being wholly and genuinely who you are, despite the circumstances, and that would be one Stephen J.
Brother. That tweet was so bad, but it's so Che that like it's just like you said.
I completely came around on it too. I don't think it's bad at all.
It is.
But why is it any different than someone being like, "Oh, I remember watching Mallet play at Arkansas"?
Because he said the end of it was to hype himself up as a fantasy football drafter.
That was fun. Okay.
If he just said my thing in life is fantasy sports, and I'll always have fond memories of like him performing. When he was like it, like he was great. He was great for savvy drafters like me.
Yeah.
That is insane.
The savage drafters like me was very.
That
funny.
is crazy. And also throwing in that he was only a 51 speed. When you're eulogizing someone, just talk about the good things. You don't have to talk about
you know
his
what?
failures.
I find a strictly positive eulogy boring. I like that he was like, by the way, slow as all hell. But
Slow as all hell. I'm great at this shit. See you later. Thanks for the memories.
it was,
Dude, that tweet was nuts.
that was so.
And then also, like, I've made mistakes on the internet before, and I've fought like the tides, but usually it's like a matter of like when I did the Tiger Woods thing, and everyone was like, "You're being insensitive," and I was like, "I have a fucking reason here." Like when I thought that the Tiger Woods car crash was a hoax. Because it was like, this played out, this reads exactly like a hoax. I thought it was a hoax. It wasn't. And they were like, you're being insensitive. I was like, no, I wasn't. But like something like that where it's just like, everyone's like, bro, that's a little fucked up. And you're just like, nope, this is fine. I was like, I don't know. I think that was like autism in a tweet. I was like, you can find where you are on the spectrum if you would send this tweet or not. There you go. There's your answer. Savvy drafters like myself. Never change, Jay. Never change. All right, let's get into our interview with Michael Chandler, very funny dude from MMA. He's also on UFC with the Ultimate Fighter, so he's dealing with McGregor right now. He's gonna have a fight with him eventually. So let's get into it. KFC Radio with Michael Chandler. Go get your merch. Go get your merch. It's available now at store.barstoolsports.com. We got Sad Boy stuff available. We've got Moon Man stuff. We got all sorts of KFC Radio T-shirts, all sorts of.
I don't know if that Internet Ruined Everything sweatshirt is out yet. They have not texted it to me.
That will be coming out. By the time you're listening to this, we'll probably make sure that that's in the store. The Internet Ruined Everything. If you're from our generation, if you're from our era, if you live in today's world, you agree with us. You know what we're talking about. It's a fire design. It's a great mantra. It's we all can relate to it.
Not the rollout I intended, but we had to rush it for Drake. So in spite of Drake, buy it now.
Drake should have to go buy some. Drake should have to post this on his
Titles
Instagram.
ruin everything. The Internet ruined everything. But we're putting it out. Go get it.
Store.barstoolsports.com. All right, so because there's all these YouTube, all these amateur type things going on. If you were gonna have one of those fights, who's someone you would want to fight?
Oh, like a YouTuber, one of those.
It doesn't have to be YouTuber, just like it could be an actor. It could be if there was anybody out there that we could do one of these pay-per-views and you're gonna get paid for it. And there's gonna be a whole build-up, and then you get to beat the shit out of somebody who's an amateur.
Dang, that's tough because I would want it to be someone who's it would at least stand a chance because I think no, I mean.
What what we need?
Could you do like we referenced Wahlberg earlier? And I'm not him specifically, but like those action stars who get like training. Obviously, I'm not saying that that they could ever fight or anything like that. But like, would they give you even a chance? Like would they even give you would you break a sweat?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so. But I will say I did a scene with Jake Gyllenhaal in Roadhouse. Obviously, he did Southpaw.
Yeah.
I mean, dude is jacked, awesome dude, and got hands, man. I sat there and watched a scene where he was hitting mitts and stuff, and he's got great hands. I think, they all need to be training that stuff.
Like,
for sure.
Okay, your hands are quick, but you have no fucking idea what you're
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but also, it's they have to be able to at least look the part, to do it. And he said it numerous times, like, well, I got nothing to compare to you. I'm like, yeah, but dude, you got some great hands for an actor, a civilian.
If you could reverse time and do this for 30 years straight, you might be all right.
You're doing that's good. You just need 20 more years of experience, and you'll be almost as good as me.
Nothing as humbling as if you're a regular person and you see someone hitting a bag, hitting pads, whatever, and you think it's like I can do that. And then you see yourself on a video, and you're like, and you look so. It's you make it look so easy when you're a pro.
It is tough. It is tough, man, because it's hard to really look good on the mitts unless you. Sometimes I feel like you just got it or you don't, and then it takes a lot of practice to look normal or good. Because I've seen some where I'm like, woo, that's rough, man.
I'm waiting for what we need, because the boxing thing is interesting because it levels the playing field a little bit when there are certain restrictions, Yep. And the Paul brothers can learn, they're big dudes. They can pack a punch, and then you learn a little bit, and it's enough that you can get by.
Yep.
I want someone to fight MMA, and I want to see someone lose in 1 second. I want to see. I mean, you would beat them in a matter of seconds, right? It would be like I'm either breaking your bones or knocking you out immediately.
Yeah, or even just the hard part too is even just the mentality going into a mixed martial arts fight. So when you look at a boxer, there's only two weapons, right? He can only hit me with his right hand or his left hand. In mixed martial arts,
Elbows,
you got
knees,
4
feet,
limbs
everything.
plus the elbows and the knees plus the takedowns, and then once you get them to the ground, you can beat them up from the ground, or you can submit them, or you can push them up against the cage. I could submit somebody with just my forehead up against their chest on the cage, and they would pass out right there, and I wouldn't even be able to have to use my hands. Type of scenario, those kind of things. Whereas in boxing,
you'll just push your head into a chest so much that I can't
or
breathe.
the neck, you
neck.
hit the you do something.
I almost want,
or at least
like,
make them tap.
Imagine that if I was just like,
what if
but all that to say, there's just so many more weapons and so many more things to think about. So when you think about, when you see somebody really, really tired in a fight, it's not because they're not in shape most of the time. It's because their heart rate gets elevated. Things are going on inside their mind. Their blood pressure is high. They're not. They don't have bad cardio, but they have a lot of physiological things happening in their body. Whereas boxing, you're just like, okay, I see this, and then that's it. Whereas mixed martial arts, you're like, okay, what's going on? It's kind of like
impossible to stay calm,
remember Chris Tucker in the movie with him and Jackie Chan,
Rush Hour.
He's like, which one of y'all kicked me?
Yeah.
Where's it coming from? Like, dude, I was looking over here. You kicked me in the leg. What's going? There's so many weapons to think about.
When a match starts for you, a fight starts for you, are you like, is your heart racing, or are you like calm?
No, calm.
Really
calm. And
like
then,
as calm as you are right now, like resting heart rate, sort of just like, all right, let's do this.
Yeah, pretty calm. and then you go out there. Then hopefully you land the first punch. If not, you get landed on you, and you're like, okay, now we're going.
Yeah.
Then it goes from 0 to 60. Then you go to 1,000. Then you're redlining the whole time. You pee blood a couple rounds later.
That's funny.
Go back to the locker room. You're like, my pee is red. This is great.
God,
when you talk about like having someone against your head in their chest or head in their neck, I was like, I was thinking what I would do there. And I'm glad you said pee, because that was the first thing that came to my mind.
You'd pee on him?
What if I peed?
You might. I'm sure I've peed in the middle of a fight.
You don't know if you peed.
Maybe a little tinkle. Not like a full bladder.
What if you're like choking me out? What if you're choking me out and I just go, dude, I'm pissed.
I'm pissed. Then you take a dump in your pants. When you get choked out like that, you could just take a dump in your pants.
Really?
Yeah. Doesn't happen often.
Is there anything someone could say, like they whispered to you, you're like, God, get the fuck, what? Like, it took you out. You're in animalistic mode. There's nothing that could you laugh? Could you possibly laugh?
I've heard guys fart in the middle of a fight, though.
Really?
Yeah. Heard a guy fart, and I was like, oh, that was cool. That's a new experience. Never heard that before. Or I'm sure I farted in fights too, but I probably don't remember, but I obviously heard whenever they did.
That's a new experience.
So you
just a man on an adventure.
We're just exploring each other right now in front of all these people and cameras. We're good, man.
This is the Greeks intended right now.
Exactly.
All right, big thanks for watching. If you made it through this whole episode, that means you should be subscribed. There's so many of you out there who watch and don't subscribe, so make sure you are a KFC Radio subscriber. Make sure you get all the content when it drops. Click that button now.
I have 9 fingers. I'm still subscribed. It's that easy.